Jones has done it, and he is the world champion. World Williams, Jack Fielder, joy, the unbounded joy in the Williams area.
He may be leaving Williams at the end of the season, but head of aerodynamics John Tomlinson still needs to make this year's car faster. There is hope though. A redesign of Williams' front wing could be their salvation.
So, front wing discussion?
Yeah, we've got something schemed up at the moment that's run through CFD. It certainly looks quite tidy so far. Initial results look quite promising.
So I think that's certainly worth going a stage further on that.
With the green light given to the concept, the wing is computer designed before a model is constructed in 60% scale for testing in the wind tunnel.
We run 24 hours a day, almost 7 days a week. We do in here throw a lot away. Not everything we make is better than what's on already. Although this is say 30 pieces, the full test would be 200, and say 5 or 6 of them would actually stay on the model as a better part.
Wind tunnel testing is essentially still trial and error, because if you didn't have any trial and error, you would never test anything. You would just know what you want. You would draw the car once and that would be it. You'd have no trial and error. So you've come up with this new front wing.
They say aerodynamics is a black art, and I think I can understand why people say that, because you can't actually see the airflow. When you see a car on track, it's very unusual to see any flow structures unless it's very wet. So it's very difficult to understand how the airflow transforms into downforce and performance.
This is what they call a kick insert. This goes from the centre section of the wing. Now, to make a part like this, we actually start off with a great big piece of metal like this.
But when it comes to aerodynamics, the material of choice is carbon fibre, one of the most expensive products in the world. It's first cut, then sculpted around a mould, before being cured in an autoclave, a giant oven, to create a work of automotive art.
You might recognise this part from the machine earlier on. This part is going to fit into here. So if you've got all the bits ready, not glued together, it takes about 3 days to assemble. So it's quite a complicated jigsaw puzzle.
Generally, from a component increase, you're probably talking between 1% and 3% improvement per design change. And that equates to maybe 0.1 to 0.3 seconds a lap.
Sometimes we take parts of the track that are worth half a tenth, because the grid's so close now, half a tenth can make the difference between getting a place in qualifying or not. So you don't save any parts, you get to the track as quick as possible. That's what Formula One's all about. It's about developing a prototype car that continuously evolves. And so by going through that process, it tells you your whole system is working.
The Flow Viz is a solution that's paraffin-based that we put onto the wing. The car then goes out on track, and that dries and really freezes the flow structure on the surface of the component. And that allows us then to compare back to CFD results and also a similar process that's carried out in the wind tunnel, and gives you really an idea of what the flow's doing.
Well, the new front wing works. We've did a couple of compares with Rubens today. All the data looked positive and lined up with what the tunnel said. It gave around 1/10 of a second.
I thought it was better. I was actually running competitive. I was P7. The speed was there. We were in a good pace. I had some problem I spent at the really end of the practice.
This new front wing, that's obsolete already, so the process that BBC have followed, that began again 10 days ago with another front wing, which should be targeted for hopefully Monte Carlo, if not Montreal.